Welcome. I'm Chris McKean.
And I'm Andy Kiner.
Who's always late. We're all about cross-country racing, and normally it starts with 10 seconds.
But not in Iowa. In Iowa, it starts with hands-on helmets.
Well. 7:05. This is a record.
Yeah. I mean, I've been trying to help you out here since quarter till.
I see you're back on your computer.
Oh, yeah. I just had to
do
a little bit of upgrade to it. I had to download some extra stuff and reboot it and everything. And I figured out what the problem was. And I plugged
user
it
error.
in.
Was the problem user error?
I wouldn't say exactly. I think it had something to do with the storm, maybe.
Okay. All right.
So, yeah.
We'll let it slide.
Yep. But we're good now.
Short week.
Is this another short joke?
Nope, not yet. I mean, it just feels like we had a race. I won't lie, man. I'm probably everybody else feeling that pressure too, turning around and doing another one.
Yes, I agree. It's fun. We're doing okay with it though. I mean, outside the rain, I think everything's going pretty good. So
good. We'll talk a little bit about the racetrack towards the end of the podcast. We've got some guests that are going to join us. Then we'll let you get down and let everybody kind of know about parking situation, what to expect, I guess.
More importantly, the directions getting there.
Yeah. Depending on which size rig you have, you might need to take a different route, right?
There's an A and a B.
A and a B.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. If you're driving a Prius, you can go on A. If you're driving a trailer, you need to go on B.
Gotcha. So I'll be just fine. Thanks. Oh, man.
So we got a good night.
Huh?
This is going to be a good one tonight. I'm excited.
It is. I'm going to slaughter some names like normal, but, people should be used to that.
Yeah.
Going to start off with our Jason Mickelson Century 21 Racer Spotlight.
Ooh. Who are we going to pick on this week?
We have Shea Gibblestein.
Gotcha. This should be good.
Very shortly, but yeah.
Very cool.
We have a couple sponsors going to jump on as well. Power Sports Share, as well as Hoodoo's going to join us.
Two of the biggest ones, title sponsor and a title sponsor for the race this weekend. That's really cool.
So I'm
glad they can come on. Yeah.
I've
had a lot of questions. I've had a lot of questions about both of those companies. So this will help us all learn a little bit more and clear some things up for them. So heck yeah.
All
cool.
Right. Well, let's go, man. It's going to be a long one if we don't get started here. So let's go ahead and bring on our first guest.
I'm giving you an hour, so.
You're giving me an hour? Welcome, Shay.
How's it going?
Oh, it's going good.
Morning, Shay.
Morning.
So I think this is our first women's racer on the spotlight, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
I believe so.
Yeah. And I would ask you where you're from to start things off, but I know you're from the bacon trailer.
I knew you were going to bring that up. Davenport, Iowa.
Davenport. So last year, was that last year, Shay, or the year before?
The year before, 23.
Yeah, we came around there. I was literally in the timber at the back behind the garage at Murray, and I got this huge wave of bacon flavor coming at me. So it's like I go down the pit lane, and it was like the strong bacon aroma was coming, and I'm like, stopped. And I'm like, oh, smells so good, and then Shay ended up having a little oopsie that day, and we had to take her and ask her where her trailer was, and she said the bacon trailer. So that's how we always remember it now, is the bacon trailer.
Gotcha.
Fun times.
So you smelt food and you went towards the trailer.
Uh-huh.
it was natural. The four-wheeler kind of took me there. That four-wheeler's been with me for a long time, Chris.
I know.
That's an 01 with over 25,000 hours. It knows where it's supposed to go now.
Gotcha. Well trained.
Oh, so you ready for this, Shay?
I'm ready for anything.
Ooh.
Oh boy, you might regret that.
Probably.
So tell us just a little bit about you right away before we get into the fun questions. Like you said, you're from Davenport.
Mm-hmm. I've only technically. What's that?
What do you race? Class, everything. Just kind of tell us a little bit about yourself there.
I race in the women's class. The first time I got on a quad was 5 years ago. And since then, I kind of got hooked. And this makes year number 4 of racing.
Very cool. Yeah. Hope you two don't gang up on me tonight, because I don't know if you know Chris used to race too. So
Back in the day.
yeah. You were women's too, weren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I knew where you're going with that one. I'll take it.
It's no fun. You know what I'm saying before I even say it.
I know.
But we're nice to the guests, Jay, so you don't have to worry about anything.
I'm used to it. I get dogged on all the time, honestly, especially the short jokes.
Oh, see, now we can gang up on Chris.
Yeah.
All right. So you want to start, Chris, or you want me to just go at it?
Hey, I'm going to switch it up. I got some different questions. So,
Man.
let's start off with a good one that, if you had any superpower, what would it be?
Invisibility.
The what?
Invisibility.
Invisibility. Okay.
Nice.
Got ways to sneak up on people if need be. Maybe a little bit of eavesdropping. No, I'm kidding.
I like to be a fly on the wall and scoring trailer during races.
Yes.
Yeah, might learn a thing or two. So
go ahead, Chris. Keep going.
Oh, what song always makes you dance?
Too many.
Got to name your favorite one. First one pops in your head.
I really don't know.
You listen to a lot of Cher?
Not really.
Oh.
I have a wide variety of music that I like to listen to. Country, rock, anything and everything.
What's the last song you listened to?
Light 'Em Up by Fall Out Boy.
There you go. Cool.
Yeah.
So who's your favorite celebrity?
I don't have one.
Come on, Shay. You got to do better than this. You got to answer. Come on. Oh. What's on your bucket list?
Skydiving.
Okay.
That's what was said before, too. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I'd say that's on mine, too. Yeah.
It is a stretch for you.
Thanks, Chris.
So, Shay, what's your go-to coffee order?
Make it at home. Black coffee, some creamer and sugar. Okay. I'm golden right there.
Same.
I don't drink coffee because I heard it stunts your growth.
Far beyond that, Andy. I'm sorry.
So who is your favorite ATV racer of all time? You can't say Chris.
Oh, I did race.
I've never witnessed him race. I'm gonna have to say Adam McGill.
Adam McGill.
Okay. It's
Good
another
choice.
second choice on Adam. Yeah. So, what are some of your hobbies outside of racing?
I like photography. I also bow hunt.
Very cool. If you could buy any car, what's your dream car? And don't say Prius.
The Jeep. What's it called?
Gladiator?
No, it's not the no. We saw it at Cordova. Trackhawk.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah. That's pretty cool. You would not be able to handle that, Chris. That'd be a big difference from your Prius.
Yeah.
Oh.
Come on, Chris. Keep up. Let's go.
Oh,
What's your favorite track you've ever raced?
Cahokia.
That was pretty quick.
Really?
Yeah.
What makes Cahokia your favorite?
I don't know. I just loved it last year. It was flowy. I was feeling really good on it. Probably the best track I've felt good on.
What has anything to do with me not being there, Chris?
No.
It was on time. Everything went smooth.
We were not on time. We had to wait for the ambulance.
Once it started, yeah, we were for what, an hour late?
I think so.
Yeah, unfortunately, but it was good. New track.
So, what is your favorite movie of all time?
I don't have a favorite movie. I have a favorite TV show.
Okay.
Heartland.
Heartland? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh.
Very cool.
So, Shay, we've kind of seen, I want to say in the last year or two, like an increased number of women in the women's class. What's your perspective on that? Do you like the competition?
I do.
Are you pretty good?
I actually think it's awesome that there's more women coming to race. I like the competition. Gives me a better feel of how other women ride. I know I ride differently than most.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Sure.
So just a different style.
Yeah. Like if I end up behind one of them and I'm able to stay around, like stay behind them or something, I can see how they do it, and then I can turn it into my own if need be.
So I want to say that, I don't want to call them out as being old, but actually, and Peyton are kind of like the veterans in the women's class. Have you had an opportunity, and they're always willing to share. It kind of seems like you guys, the women are kind of a close-knit group. You cheer each other on, that stuff. What are some of the things you might have learned from them?
That no matter how bad you do, always look up and keep trying harder.
Good.
They never, like, Ashley, for instance, she's come up after a race and was like, that was awesome. It's fun battling with you. Like, stuff like that keeps a good name in the class and makes more people want to come to the class.
Yeah, speaking of more people, you have your I always want to call you Crash. What is it? Bash and Crash. Your guys'
and
name.
Bash.
You brought a friend along as well. The last two races. So you're going to join again? Round 3?
I think so. I'm not 100% sure though.
Yeah, well, I'll have to say that you guys are the first two that have joined and even signed up for the Heartland.
Really?
So, yep, you guys were the first team to sign up for the Heartland this year. So, kind of was glad to see it was a women's class entry, setting the standard for everyone else.
It's definitely nerve-wracking knowing that.
Nah, it's just 10 hours.
Yeah, what's 10 hours?
Yeah.
It's okay.
Trust me, you only hate it for a week afterwards, and then you'll be right back wanting to do it again.
Yeah.
It's kind of become an addiction at this point.
Mm.
Yep, I believe that. Huh.
Mm.
You got another one, Chris?
Not race related. Let's see. What's your favorite season of the year and why?
Fall. It's not too
Okay.
hot and it's not too cold.
Okay.
And Halloween's in the fall.
So why isn't Murray your favorite race? If we, it's Halloween themed race / wear pink.
I know the answer to that. That's where she got hurt.
I mean, you're not wrong. I don't have the best relationship with that track. I've had a couple of oopsies on that track.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Huh. So, Shay, if you won $1 million tomorrow, what would be the first 3 things you would do? Or buy?
Pay
or
off
whatever?
vehicles. A bigger house on some land. And a couple extra quads.
Nice.
Hmm.
Very cool. Okay, give me 2 more real quick, or at least 1 more, and then we'll go to the rapid fire, Chris.
What
You would think you would be prepared for this, wouldn't you, Shay?
What is the strangest food combination you've tried or liked?
Sloppy Joes and mac and cheese mixed together.
I've done that. Yeah. That's pretty good, actually.
It is.
Yeah.
Not just regular mac and cheese, it's shells and cheese.
Ooh,
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, you ready? We're going to go into a rapid fire.
Oh, here we go.
We'll let Andy handle this one.
Dog or cat?
Dog.
Favorite drink?
Mountain Dew.
Favorite food?
Spaghetti.
Favorite singer?
Jelly Roll.
Jelly Roll. How about restaurant?
Steel Plow.
Steel Plow?
Yep.
Where's that at? In Davenport?
There's one in Moline, Illinois, and one here in Davenport, Iowa.
Cool. Sports team.
Packers.
Erase that. Let's back up.
Yeah.
Beep,
beep.
Can you take that out? Let's bleep. Okay.
Beep.
Let's try that again, Shay. What's your favorite? No, I'm just kidding. Not everybody can be a Bears fan, so.
No, that one's sitting next to me.
Okay. All right. Favorite ice cream?
Banana Graham.
Banana Graham. And we've already said have any car. What would it be? You said
Jeep Trackhawk.
Jeep Trackhawk. Okay. Would you rather have a talking pet or a self-cleaning house?
Self-cleaning house.
Would you rather fight a giant spider or a giant snake?
I mean, everything's giant to me. Does it really matter? I'd have to say spider.
Spider. You're the first one that said a spider, isn't she?
Yeah.
Everybody else said snake. Huh. Cool. We did a good job, Shay.
Sweet.
real quick, I'm going to ask you one more question, and it's going to lead you into the final thing I would like for you to do. And that is, if you had to give yourself at 10 years old, so a piece of advice, what would it be? And then having known that, what would you like to tell somebody that's getting started in racing or would think about getting started? What would your be? What would you tell them?
That one's a tough one. Basically, the only thing I can think of is really pay attention in school. If I would have paid attention in school, I'd probably be a little smarter than I am. But what was the second one?
Advice given somebody like wanting to get started racing.
Take your time. Get the seat time, learn how to work on your bike, everything. Take your time. It makes a difference.
Cool. Does anybody like to thank tonight?
I would like to thank Jamie Weckel with Turbo Motorsports, Paul at Brenny's Motorcycle Clinic, Mike Giebelstein, Lindell Farms, Atomic ATV Photography, Valgrim Motorsports, GBC Tires, and Spider Graphics.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Well, we look forward to seeing you this weekend. Should be a fun. I'm gonna tell you right now before I tell anybody else. Okay, so don't tell anybody I told you this, but there's gonna be some really tight stuff on one side of the road, and the other side it's gonna be somewhat more of an open timberish, a little bit more open passing and stuff. So don't tell anybody I told you that, and then you'll have one up on everybody else, right?
Okay.
And
Are we jumping the road?
What's that?
Are we jumping the road?
You are going over the road twice.
Oh, okay.
You're crossing it and then crossing back. We have an east and a west side this time of the road.
Okay.
So yeah.
Yeah,
Again,
it might be a little muddy this race too. So
no, it's muddy
That's
today.
okay.
It's muddy today and tomorrow. It'll be perfect come race day.
Are you sure about that? I've heard that before.
Positive.
And look at what happened at Fort Dodge last year.
Well, that's because it happened that day. That's because it happened that day. Now, come on. If you heard it before and it was wrong, I'll guarantee you heard it from Chris.
Oh, thanks.
All right. Thanks, Shay. You did a good job. Look forward to seeing you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
All right. Thanks, Shay.
Thank you.
You know, it's always interesting to kind of see how people answer those questions around, nothing serious. You kind of mix in some good questions with just randoms.
Yeah.
And see everybody's personality.
Learn a little bit about each person.
Yeah. So I got to thank Jason Mickelson, Century 21, for sponsoring the Racer Spotlight. We hope to have some youth on. That's one of my goals. This weekend, get some youth interviews in with our very own, what do we call him? PR kid. I think I gave him that title last race.
PR, okay.
Yeah.
I got to get all these titles straight. So
public relations.
Coulter's PR, okay. We've got a couple HR people.
Oh yeah, we got to talk about HR too. Yeah.
So Chris, if my son wanted to do it, or my daughter, what's the best time Saturday to probably get there and to get it done?
An interview? We're going to try to get some interviews done Friday.
Anytime on Friday, just obviously Coulter's got to be there.
Coulter's got to be there Friday afternoon, early evening. We'll the game plan is to do it in the scoring trailer. Kind of already have a little setup going, and we'll get some interviews in. Some of the questions are going to be interesting.
Cool.
See how the kids react.
So just maybe come up to registration and let them know that we're interested in doing it.
Yeah.
maybe we can get a little, maybe a list started or something, you know?
Yep.
So cool.
All right. So I know we have another guest on here. I just want to we didn't get an opportunity last race or last podcast to go over the Tylube Top Gun Award. So I just kind of want to throw those up here on the screen real quick, go through them. So we do have the Tylube Top Gun Award. I went out to the A class, Cody Christensen, junior class, Sonny Verts, 50 limited class, Axel Howard, and the 90, or we call him Young 90 stock class, Wyatt Stiles. Also have some information from Chad as well here, looking down on my screen. Again, he'll be at the race with Tylube gas 110. Bring your own gas can, 5 gallons for $78. If you need more or need to order something else, get a hold of him through Facebook prior, and he'll have that. Also indicated that he should have some hats. I know hats are getting popular, kind of getting that time of year, that he'll have some more options for hats available. So.
And I think if I heard right, that saves them almost like $25, don't it?
Yeah.
Pumping that versus buying a full fuel can. Yep. That's cool. Appreciate him finding ways to make it cheaper on the racers, you know?
Yep.
Cool. Hey, I did have some news for you.
Yeah.
I have surprising news this week, Chris. I'm not shy about speaking my opinion when it comes up. And we know we've had some issues early on this year that, I voiced my opinion with AMA and stuff, you know?
Yeah.
And sometimes I think it pays to be really honest. When you do have an issue, is directing it towards that person and not talking about it, out in the open or, whatever it might be.
Mm-hmm.
I got a letter this week that really shocked me from Rod Dingman, the president of AMA. And I was selected to be on the AMA commission for this year, ending the end of 26. So for 2-year term for the commission, we will be meeting 4 times a year on like your Skype, and then we have to go out there for the Hall of Fame. When they have their Hall of Fame banquet, we have an in-person bank or a meeting at the AMA headquarters there. So it's going to be interesting. So I'm not sure everybody's going to like me when you don't just say yes, man, or yes, ma'am. We have issues, I think, with the ATVs right now, and we've voiced our concerns, with that. And so it's going to be interesting to actually be a voice on the commission with AMA and be able to attack that kind of stuff and see what we can get done. So kind of excited about that.
Good. Well, congratulations. I know that you've been trying to push to get our voice heard from the Midwest and ATV community. So congratulations.
Yeah, should be
Something
good.
else to put on your list to do.
Exactly. Yep.
All right. So let's go ahead and we'll switch some gears here. We got our next guests are available.
I am excited about this one.
So without further ado, let's go ahead and bring on Aaron and also Ryan, which Ryan, I believe, is just on the cell phone, right, Ryan?
Looks like he might be muted. Yeah, he's on a cell phone.
Guys, my camera's not working for some reason, so I apologize for that.
Oh no.
That's why we had the tech. That's why I had the tech guy on with us, just for that reason, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, and I'm not solving anything either, so I don't know what's going on there, but
Oh, is he talking about you, Aaron?
that's me.
Yeah.
Oh, I think it's talking about me. Okay.
No.
If I lived closer, I'd help you, Ryan, but
I think your tech's about as good as I am. Aaron's making fun of me here, so that's why he designed this platform, not me, right?
Wow.
well, hey, we are super glad to have you guys on. Ryan, can you see us?
I can see you guys. Yeah. Yep. I can see and
Okay,
hear
okay.
everything. So I don't know what's going on.
So maybe if you turn your phone around, so instead of like this, you put it this way. No.
Yeah. I'm not a tech guy, but I don't think that's going to work.
Did you try turning it on?
Did
I've
you try
tried everything.
singing?
So next time we're on, we're going to have to get the old podcast room going because this isn't going to work.
We'll
Huh.
get you hooked up, Ryan.
I think this is the first time I've seen this problem, Ryan. So at least you're good.
Well, let's leave it to me to make the first problem. That doesn't surprise me.
So I feel like we've got one guy with Power Sports Share here, and the other guy is kind of the mysterious one, going to be left in the dark.
That's right. That's right.
So, guys, I am so excited. We've talked about yet the first two races. The first race, I'm not going to lie, it was kind of vague. We were still trying to figure out everything. Ryan, you'd reached out to me. I think it was like that week, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, I want to say it was the first part of that week. Yeah.
And
Yep.
I remember hanging up, calling my wife, and I'm like, yes, we got a title sponsor. So, and I was super happy. It was you guys. It was neat. It's a brand new company. We've talked about it a little bit, but I've also told everybody about this and getting you guys on here and being able to spread the news and the message about really explaining what Power Sports Share is all about. So I'm going to turn it over to you guys and just kind of walk us through, act like Chris doesn't know anything about it, and just kind of teach Chris how to do this.
All right, Chris. Well, my name is Aaron. I am the developer, one of the developers for Power Sports Share. And the way that I like to describe our app is it's kind of like Airbnb, but for ATVs. And we support ATVs, side-by-sides, snowmobiles. And so basically the platform is a marketplace to connect people who own these vehicles with people who want to ride these vehicles. And so you can host your vehicle on the site, you can list it and take great pictures and describe it and put a price tag on it, and then people can come and they can rent that for a day or a week and tear up the trails. And so, yeah, it's really just a platform for connecting people who love power sport vehicles.
Where did you come up with this idea? This is really cool.
Ryan, go ahead and tell them about that.
Well, I've got a trucking company, so when you drive, you think a lot, and I thought, I've got two machines back home that I have, and it's like when you own a business, you don't have time to ride them, so it's like they're just an asset, not making any money. So it's like, what can we do to have these make money, as owning them, because we know how expensive they are. So it's like it just kind of clicked on me, and I have the idea. I had no idea how to do it. So I've known Aaron and I know what he can do. So we kind of established a team, and about a year and a half later, here we are. We're within days of launching. So it's been it's been a long process, but we pretty much built this in-house on our own, and it's great to have Aaron, and we have one other designer that's with us. He's not on, obviously, but he's designed a lot with it, and it's been good. So we're excited about it, and why not make money? Turn your liability into an asset.
Yeah. Very cool.
So you mentioned that you're getting ready to go live. Do we have a go live date yet?
No. So just being honest, as part of the development team, we're just buttoning up a couple of things and kind of tying up the loose ends and just wrapping up development. So we're hoping by the end of the week, but that's a very loose kind of time frame. But like Ryan said, it's been a year and a half, and we're really, really close. And so we're very, very excited. And once we go live, it's going to be everywhere. We're going to be marketing, and so you'll know. But we don't have a hard date quite yet.
We did some testing on it. What was it, last Monday?
Last Monday, yep.
And we just found a couple bugs. We don't want to launch until we know that it's bug free. We don't want any users having any experiences of glitches. So we're just taking our time and making sure when it does go live, it's rock. It's ready to go. So
Gotcha.
Now,
Yeah.
was one of those bugs that you came up with, was it named Chris? Because I know he signed up on your site.
I did. Easy to join. Their website. You have scrolling across the bottom. You can join the wait list, which I have been. I've joined with anticipation of what's coming, kind of see what's out there.
Yeah, we're real excited about it. We're open for ideas when people do log in to see some changes, but we're pretty stoked on how it comes out and user friendly and very painless to list a vehicle.
Gotcha. Now, will there be opportunities for all types of power sports equipment? You think once you get everything set up, dirt bikes, four-wheelers, UTVs, ski?
Yeah, we've definitely talked about that and expanding the types of vehicles. We looked at, ATVs and side-by-sides are probably the most common. And then in the winter months or in the colder regions, you got to support snowmobiles. So, but definitely in the future, hoping to support any vehicles that people would like to rent. So really kind of broadening that. We actually, I don't know if Ryan's cool with me sharing this, but I'm going to do it anyways. One of the original ideas was actually to rent boats. And so that's not out of the realm of possibility for the future as well. So,
okay.
When Ryan first told me about this, obviously the side-by-side thing is a thing of need. I worked at a power sports, here in central Iowa. And I think I was telling Chris about this. I think probably at minimum once a week, somebody would come in wanting to know if there's a place to rent side-by-sides in Iowa. And we always had to tell them no, that there wasn't nothing, So this has got I think it could have a big impact. And I think it's not just on people wanting to get into it, but the dealers are going to want this, I would think, promote this for you, because if I come and rent one and stuff and I love it and I'm in Virginia renting it, and I come back to Iowa, the first thing I'm doing is buying one,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, and not only that, the opposite too, when you're looking to buy one, this is a great opportunity for salesmen of power sport vehicles to say, hey, I know this is an expensive investment for you, but you can actually get some return on that investment. And so we're hoping to partner with some power sport retailers as well to kind of spread the word.
Yeah, 100%. After we get off air, maybe later I'll get a hold of you, Ryan, but remind me to talk to you about the dealer tags, okay?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. We'll. I need to look at the race schedule because we need to show up here and kind of meet everybody and maybe throw some t-shirts out and and hang out with you guys. So you guys don't get close to us much anymore, but we'll make a weekend out of it and have some fun.
Yeah, we're trying to get over that way again. We're looking if you guys ever hear of anything, but we missed those. What was those sandwiches? The armadillo dogs or something, wasn't it? You guys had?
Oh, that's a good question. I can't remember that far back, Andy.
Yeah.
We are getting older.
Right. So
No, it's a lot of fun. So we're gonna want to do that and hang out for the weekend and throw some stuff out to everybody. And
that sounds great. We're coming over actually not this race, but the next one may be one of the closer races for you. That's Mount Pleasant.
Yeah,
probably
that would be
too far. That or Cahokia. That's our next two races. Probably the closest one. So yeah, I would love to have you guys. Always got an open invite. That's for sure.
Awesome.
Yep. Well, we're excited about it. So we appreciate you guys taking us on and it can only go better, right?
Yeah. So Aaron, tell us, what can we do? Is it set up to where everybody can go out there and get signed up now?
Yeah. So right now, if you head to powersportshare.com, there's a landing page that collects an email address, and then which side of the app are you interested in? Are you interested in listing your vehicle, or are you interested in renting vehicles? And so right now we're in that collection phase where we're just getting people's interest. And then once we launch, we'll be blasting out emails saying, hey, we're here, we're ready. Let's go ahead and get you on the site. And so we'll start that with the hosts. So people that are interested in listing their vehicle will blast out and help them get their vehicles listed. And then once areas start getting a bunch of vehicles listed, then we'll start sending out emails with interest for the renters, and we'll kind of just spread it that way, and hopefully it spreads like a wildfire.
Yeah, no, I think that's great. I started to tell you earlier too about I mentioned the side by sides and the dealers, but when you mentioned snowmobiles, or Ryan had mentioned snowmobiles, that's what caught my attention, because we used to have sleds and we sold ours probably 5-6 years ago because we're not getting any snow,
Yeah.
So to have the opportunity to join up on this and maybe head somewhere where there is snow and be able to rent one, I think that's phenomenal.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It's such a great idea.
And we want this so, like, you can rent one in Iowa with a trailer and trailer it somewhere.
Oh, looks like we might have lost Ryan.
Oh no.
What happened?
Are you there, Ryan?
Am I back on?
Yep.
I don't know. I didn't touch it. But anyways, we wanted to experience to where you don't have to rent something right where you're going. If you have a trailer, come pick it up and haul it somewhere.
Yep.
If you want to rent one in Illinois and go to Wisconsin ride and come by and pick it up and take it up there.
Yeah.
We want it easiest for anybody we can.
Yeah. No, I think this is just an unbelievable idea. I think it can really take off, and I'm excited to have a first a front row seat to see this thing work. I'm excited, you guys. And you guys are doing this as a family too, correct?
My wife and I, yep, and
Yep,
Aaron,
yep.
and Grayson's the other guy's name. Yep, the four of us are the ones tackling it, and it's the four of us that did it. Mainly Grayson and Aaron. They're the brains behind it. I can't even log in with a camera here, so I'm not doing it.
Oh shoot!
Oh,
Oh, that's too funny. So, and Ryan, you're on the road quite a bit, aren't you?
I go in spurts. We have been lately. I've been busy. We've been busy, so I've been on the road quite a bit. Yeah, yep. That's
So this is probably a pretty good challenge for you guys getting everything going. But like you say, at least in the truck, you can be having a conversation or something, getting stuff done.
yep. No, it's been a long year and a half. I mean, we've learned a lot. I've learned a lot. I mean, this is completely out of my expertise, so it's, you always got to build a great team to be successful. And I feel like we have that team, and we can go nowhere but up.
Yeah. Well, Ryan, I'm going to tell you right now, Aaron looks very professional. We can see him and everything.
Yeah, exactly.
Here I am.
That's why he's on the team, right? That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
But I can assure you, when I get home and I see Aaron next week, he's going to fix my problem.
Very cool. Oh, there we got a question for you, Chris.
Matt.
yeah. So
Yeah, we can kind of take a stab at answering this. So we're working with our lawyers, so nothing is like buttoned up and official yet, but we're planning on offering essentially an insurance or a protection plan on vehicles for all of the renters, and details will be coming out about that when we launch. We just got to make sure we get everything kind of buttoned up before we kind of spill the beans on that too much. But there will be protection, both for the renter and for the host, to make sure that if there's any damages or any kind of claims that need to happen, that they're resolved properly and that everyone's protected on both sides.
Very cool.
But keep in mind, you won't be able to list a machine on a site without insurance on it. So
Right.
the owner will have to provide proof of insurance on the machine.
Yep.
Yeah.
As well as the person renting it. So, yep.
Yep.
Gotcha.
Absolutely.
Cool. Man, we look forward to it. And if there's anything we can do, you guys being our title sponsor, we want to get you out there as much as we can. We did have a delay, I'll be honest with you, with the teardrop flags, Ryan. They will be here for this race. We have your banner up and stuff, but we've been talking about you. We just want to get more info out to everybody. And if there's anything that we can do as far as helping you a sign up, or Aaron, you're more than welcome. If you'd like to come to a race, we'll get you set up right there at the registration, where people know and have to come to you and maybe help get people signed up if you'd like. Just let us know any way that we can possibly help you, and would love to have you on if you guys, once you get up and going, or, we could always, I think we talked with your wife, Ryan, about maybe you guys feeling free to come on each week and give us an update on how things are going or what's going on with the Power Sports Share.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And I think when we did our testing, Aaron, what do you think it takes somebody to list a machine, like time wise? Would we figure like 10 minutes and it's all live?
You can have a vehicle live in less than 15 for sure. And once you've done it 2 or 3 times, 10 minutes easy.
And that's just taking pictures of your machine and, uploading your insurance. And
Yep.
so it's very painless.
We've tried to make the process as easy as possible. We understand, Grayson and I are very techie, but we understand that people who just want to get out and ride an ATV may not be technically inclined, and that's okay. So we want to make it as easy as possible for everybody to list their vehicles, to check out a vehicle, to rent it, as pain-free as possible. So we've really taken a lot of time, and that's why it's taken us 1.5 years to really refine that process and make it as easy as possible for anyone to just jump in and take a ride.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Well, man, I'm excited. I think you guys are doing some really neat things over there. And
thank you.
So where is this actually based out of, if you had to say a location?
Lena.
Galena. Okay.
Lena.
Lena, Illinois.
Lena.
Yep.
Lena. Okay. Gotcha.
Yep.
Very cool.
But all across the U.S., man.
That's right.
It is national.
Yeah. Yep. I think it's got huge, just unbelievable, ceiling on it, so
yeah,
I'm excited to see this, man. Congratulations, you guys. And we're going to be along for a ride and help in any way we can. That's for sure.
Thank you so much. Yeah. Thanks for having us on, and thanks for spreading the word. We really appreciate it. Yeah. I'm chatting with Grayson, who is our other developer, and he said we've got over 6 signups just on this podcast, just in a short time. So thank you all who signed up. We're looking forward to launching soon and getting you guys on the platform.
Yeah, we appreciate it. We don't get a lot listening the night of, it seems like, but the next week, we get a bunch of listeners. So hopefully we can get a bunch more signed up, and then we can always, like I said, we'll use any resource we have to help you guys out. So we're excited to see this. So
thank you so much.
Yeah, awesome. We appreciate it. So we look forward to it, and we're excited about it.
Cool. Well, thanks, Ryan. Thanks, Aaron.
Absolutely.
Appreciate it. And,
thank you, guys.
Yeah, we'll definitely be talking soon.
Sounds good.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks,
Have
guys.
a great night.
That's really cool, Chris.
I'm excited for it. I'm kind of anxious to kind of see what's out there, maybe looking forward to renting something. We'll see.
Yeah. Maybe we'll have to plan a little trip where we can go and rent some snowmobiles or side-by-sides or something, do something on Power Sports Share.
Yeah.
So very cool. Speaking of excited, our next guest, I've seen these guys on. So Derek had gave me a call, which was really cool. So we worked with Derek in the past. He's raced with us and everything. But I sat down one night and I talked to Derek. I don't know, it seemed like about a week before. And all of a sudden I sit down, and I don't watch the news very often. And it just caught me. I heard Hoodoo on there. So I started checking it out, and I hit record real quick, show my wife and stuff. And it was just really cool. So, but Derek's going to be coming on here shortly and going to explain more about Hoodoo and stuff. And it's funny because I started trying to explain it at the race the first race of the year. And I had a gentleman come up and actually started explaining about Hoodoo and knew everything about it and stuff. And it was cool to have somebody in the crowd come up and really start talking about it. So I'm excited to hear this one too.
Well, let's go ahead and bring him on.
Let's do it. Hey,
Derek, welcome.
Hey, what's up, guys?
There he is. How we doing? Your camera works. Ryan couldn't get his camera working.
Oh, yeah, my camera does work.
Yeah. So, Derek, I got to tell you, I know I've told you this before, but obviously your family's raced with us forever since the beginning. You know, you raced with us. You were a sponsor way back, you know, and stuff, the St. Charles race. And then you moved away for a while, didn't you?
I did. I tried to move to Florida, but something about Iowa just keeps bringing me back.
Isn't that something how that always works? Yeah.
You know, I've tried to leave twice. I joined the military, got to see the world, ended up back in Iowa, moved to Florida, ended up back in Iowa. So I think this is home for now, or at least till my kids graduate high school. So I've got another, 10 years.
Nice.
Okay.
Nice.
Well, thanks for your service. First
Thank you.
off.
Thank you, for sure.
Yeah.
So, Derek, the one thing I've learned about you from the outside looking in is that you are somebody I think that is always thinking forward. You know, like your mind's always going. Like you were doing the homes and stuff before, weren't you? The remodeling and everything.
We did commercial demolition.
Demolition, yeah,
before I
that's
moved
right.
to Florida.
Yep. And then now you came up, and I just had someone today, I can't remember who it was, said I was driving along 80 and 8035 and seen the Hoodoo van sitting out there, you know, and people's taking notice of, you know, figuring out where your offices are and seeing your stuff around. Like I said, I seen you on the news, you know, here they did a nice article on you guys here a while back, and it's just cool seeing all this stuff. And can you take a minute and explain you guys is truly what Hoodoo is all about?
Well, if we're doing what Hoodoo's truly all about, have you heard the song Drinking Class by Lee Bryce?
Yes.
Well, I like to think of us as a champion for the drinking class. And look, it's so hard to make ends meet, to make extra money these days. And everyone's looking for, ways to make extra money, to side hustle. I grew up in the construction industry. My dad was always doing side jobs. And, I was fortunate enough to sell my first business, and I had a lot of time to daydream. And I wanted to build an easier way to get out there and make extra money and just remove all the barriers to entry, the complexity behind it. And we built Hoodoo, which is an odd job marketplace. And you can go to you can download our app, you can go to our website, and, there's hundreds of projects on there that you can go bid on. Anything from, walking dogs to, full basement remodels. I mean, internally we joke, if it's legal, you can list it. So sky's the limit.
Very cool. So
Yeah.
I'm doing that right now. If I go in there and just search the Hoodoo or the Odd Job Market, which one do I?
Well, so Hoodoo is the name of our app, but I think either one of them will pull up the results in the App Store.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I've been out there the last week or so looking. So
I love it.
it's different things are out there.
But so that's what Hoodoo's really about is, creating an easier way for people to make money. But at the same time, like the Power Sport Share guys wanted it to be really easy to, list an ATV, a UTV. We wanted it to be really easy for people to find a way to get stuff done.
Yeah.
And, it's like, have you ever needed a small construction project done and you're like chasing people trying to find someone to take your money? Like,
I'm currently going through that.
Wait, hey, go list it on Hoodoo and you'll get bids. They come to you. We made it as simple as possible. We're going on.
Yeah.
We just turned 2.
Yep.
And, we've got 20,000 users. We're based right here out of central Iowa, nationwide. We've got users in every state, but I think it's Maine. I always forget what that evasive state is, but
Maine.
I think it's Maine.
So I was out there looking. It's all over. It's not just central Iowa, which you guys are located in Urbandale.
Yep.
But jobs from all over the state. It was kind of interesting.
It's been a
Yeah.
It's been a fun journey. I wish I could have like hopped in when the other guys were talking, but they want to get it just perfect before they launch. Forget that. If I could go back and give myself one piece of advice a couple of years ago, it would have been just launch, just get out there, get people using the app, and there's going to be bugs.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think we are experiencing the same things. Like we've launched a new website. Well, not one, but launched 2 websites this year, brand new to series. Got some nice upgrades. Can't thank those that have helped out, Zach and Sabrina. And yeah, it's growing pains. I think they're even asking for feedback this week on them. I mean, it's a continuing process of improvement, and that's how you're just going to learn from. So
Yep, absolutely.
And you're right, Derek. No matter what you do, nothing's ever going to be perfect. You're always going to, especially if you're growing, so I agree with you 100%. Just getting it out there. And I'm always having to go in and fix some issues too, and just when these things, well, you don't believe me, Chris? Chris, come on, Chris.
Oh yeah. I thought you were going to go down the scoring line that, always have to fix scoring or something. Yes. I knew it.
Oh, shoot. No, this is really cool, Derek. So did you come up with this on your own, or do you have a team, or how'd this all come about?
Well, today we have a team. When I started, I'd come up with the idea. I didn't have a clue what I was doing, but now we've got a full team, and it's a lot easier having people that are at your side helping navigate some of the unknowns out there.
Yeah, very cool. Well, I can tell, man, you know what you're talking about. You can just tell when someone's kind of trying to figure it out, but man, you've got the answers. You know exactly what you've done. This is definitely in your realm of things, and I'm excited. I just tried to put mine in, but I'm gonna let Chris make fun of me here at asking me for a password.
Skip it. No, you can skip that.
No, that was for the install.
Oh.
That was for the install. See, I
can't help you there.
I know, right? I'll get it when we get done here, though. I promise. So,
Chris,
1,
just tell
2,
us
3,
his
4.
password. Okay, just tell us his password.
1, 2, 3, 4.
I tried that.
Short stack.
Short stack. Oh, shoot. So, Derek, you're going to be there this weekend, right?
I am, and I love hearing. I don't want to give it away, but what you said about the one side of the road, I love hearing that.
It's pretty cool. We're going to be talking about that here in just a little bit, but you know what? Why don't we just talk about it right now? I mean, Hoodoo is the title sponsor for this weekend's race, Chris.
Yeah,
obviously.
I'm going to throw up this screenshot because I think while Derek's on the phone, you can kind of talk into more detail of why is it called Duck Valley, but there's a moonshine bottle out there.
I love
Exactly.
it. I love it.
And so just a little bit of background, Chris, you don't even know about. I love this because this was a challenge for us. One, even Derek had asked me, what's the name? Because there's not a name out there, and we're really trying to, and we always go to the landowners. We, try to find out some history about the facility or the farm or, whatever we might be at. And when they told me about it, I was like, boy, how do we work this into a race, And Duck Valley, obviously, I think anybody that thinks of it would think ducks, like duck hunting maybe, or, or something. And it's funny, when we got our overall award back, it had ducks on it. And I was like, no, we can't do that. It can't have ducks on it. So as the story goes for down here at Duck Valley, we call it cordon, but the reason we call it cordon is it was to identify kind of how to get to the track a little bit better, like close to it. It's truly a Russell address. I know that sounds funny, but sometimes just being able to identify it and get there. Russell seems like it's way out of the way from where this place is. But anyway, they started telling me about a gentleman that used to live there. If I got the story right, he used to work for them for many, many years, or for the farm. And his name was Freddie. And basically the way this thing worked was back in the Prohibition, when they were running moonshine, people around here running moonshine. Mm-hmm. Well, obviously they needed a way to get away from, the authorities that didn't like them running moonshine. And what ended up happening is this gentleman, would allow them to use this area over here to duck down into to lose the cops, and they're running from the cops. So the Duck Valley just got named from the people allowing for the gentleman allowing them to use his ground, and they call it Duck Valley, where they could just duck down into it and lose the cops. So it was all about running the moonshine, and during the Prohibition. So it was really cool. And you see on here, you see the barrels of the moonshine and the jug up front, the old car over the side they used to run moonshine with. But this is going back to, I got to give a shout out to Gear Design. They do all of our designs and everything. And this really didn't take too much at all. My wife always explains to them what's on our thought process, and they came up with this the very first time. So outside of just moving some sponsors around, I think really about the only sponsor we moved around is they had Hoodoo right by the Duck Valley. And I said, I want Hoodoo at the top. So that's where we moved that up there. So you see that first thing up there at the top. And outside of that, they were basically spot on. So it's kind of a neat one, when you see it. I think you kind of get the idea of like, what is Duck Valley, so we wanted to kind of spread the word and let everybody know what it is. And then tying it all together with Hoodoo, Derek, I loved it. The other day when I told you about this, you had reached out to me and asked me, and I sent you the picture of it. And Derek says, I love it. My team's a big bourbon team.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
So it's like,
we love bourbon.
I was like, oh my gosh, thank gosh, and he liked it. And then we sent him, we told him the background, and it was just cool, hearing the first person's reaction. I think you were the first person that really knew about, outside of Chris and my wife, that really knew the background on the racetrack. So yeah, I haven't even gotten to show Thor to the owner down there. I haven't even gotten to show him the proof yet. So we're excited to do that this weekend. So yeah, I'm excited for the new race, the Duck Valley, and then to have these Hoodoo shirts walking all over the place. So yeah,
we'll be there. By the way, it's supposed to rain on Saturday, right?
I didn't even hear you. So here's the thing, because I know this is going to come up. Derek, you're a past racer, you know it. I've already gotten about 4 messages today. Is it going to be a mutter? I wish I was the best meteorologist in the world, because I don't know one that can tell me truthfully in 4 days what it's going to be like. If I'm right, from what I understood, they got just a little over 2 inches of rain down there. It was plumb dry. There was just a little bit of water in the creeks, not much at all. We did build about 6 or 7 crossings this last Saturday. Sure hadn't planned on getting a downpour, right afterwards. But I'll tell you what, after seeing it and digging all that, I wasn't getting hardly any moisture out of the ground when I was digging for that. So we were hurting for moisture, and I firmly believe right now, if we don't get any more rain like they're forecasted until Saturday, I think the track is going to be absolutely primo. The parking also, I'm not worried about it. As far as the rain on Saturday, I don't really want to look right now. I catch myself this time of the week looking like crazy, like every half hour. And it seems like it's changing about every half hour. It was showing 2/10 coming in about 6 o'clock that evening. And the last time I looked up to it, it was showing a little bit more. I think it was like a half inch, and it was showing it starting around, I think it was like 2 or 3. So, but that half inch, that's going all the way to midnight, I believe it is, And
well,
then,
you know what the good news is, Andy? It's not going to be dusty.
No, see, thank you. That's the positive, right?
Not going to be dusty.
After last weekend, we had a dust race at Fort Dodge, like always. Well, I shouldn't say always. Last year it got rained pretty hard, but so yeah, I think it's gonna be perfect. I think we will actually get a little dust, believe it or not, out in the open, the open fields where we go. But the timber is going to be absolutely perfect. There's no doubt in my mind it will be that way. So I think we're in for a great race, a brand new track, a brand new sponsor with Hoodoo. I tell you, these are the weekends that keep me up at night, thinking about this. So we are super excited.
I'm looking forward to it myself.
Yeah. So let me ask you a little bit more about Hoodoo. How many people you got on your team there helping you do all this?
Well, we've got 4 on my core team, and then we've got another 4 developers, and then we've got some support staff. So we're up to about 10 right now.
Very cool. Well, I've seen we follow you on Facebook and everything, and I've seen you're doing some flipping of houses. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, I'd love to. In fact, if you're looking to buy a house, go to flipitforward.com and check it out. As we grow, as we become a nationwide company and we're launching new markets, you've got this cold start problem, the chicken or the egg as you go into a new market. What do you go after first, the listers or the doers? And I knew from the very beginning, I didn't want to, pay Facebook, Google, Lamar, the billboard companies, millions of dollars to grow and expand. So it's like, what do we do to get our name out there? And, we did some creative thinking, and what we decided to do is flip it forward. And essentially we'll go into a new market, we'll buy a house that's, distressed, needs updates, repairs. And then we're going to buy it, completely fix it up through the platform, and then sell it at cost. So the idea is to sell it $20,000, $30,000 under market value, and then be able to pay it forward, flip it forward to some lucky buyer. And it's resonated really well. We, as soon as the local news heard about it, they came out, and the first house that we bought, it was bad. And it was meant to be. It was meant to, it looked bad. It smelled bad.
Yeah.
We're almost done, and it looks incredible. The neighborhood is like always coming over and looking at it and walking through. And, but the idea of the show is to do a couple things, right? Our advertising method, our content engine. And instead of paying Facebook, right, buying Mark Zuckerberg, another yacht, I heard he just bought his 3rd one or something crazy like that. I want to support local, like you guys. And, for so many reasons, you guys, but also being able to buy these houses and fix them up and sell them at cost and, just do good. So many tech companies, they just get money thrown at them, and they're spending frivolously and wildly. And I don't want to do that. I want to be very intentional about what we do. And so that's why we built Flip It Forward.
Huh. Very cool. I knew there had to have been a good story behind it, so yeah, thanks for sharing that. So
we've had the news come out once. They did an article, and then Yahoo picked it up. MSN picks it up. And in the last 90 days, we've had like 4 million views on the show, which is epic. Yep. So it's doing what it was meant to do.
Wow. Well, I got to give you more credit too, because you came up with the idea for Hoodoo to do this Best Hole Shot Award. And, you and I talked about that, and, we talked about, man, we got a lot going on with hole shots. I don't think there's a better series in the country to come race at, knowing that you might be able to make more off the first 100 feet than you will the rest of the race, and it's really cool. And you told me, hey, the hits will come, if you do this. And unbelievable how many people, I don't have the numbers right in front of me. I wish I would have.
It was like 900 people voted the first time, didn't they?
Yeah.
It was insane. Yes. I was shocked.
Yeah, it's really cool. So, and we're going to keep building on that, and you gave us some great ideas there and stuff. We sure appreciate it, but it's neat. Everybody talking about Hoodoo and the Hoodoo Best Hole Shot. And we appreciate you. It's once again, you kind of thinking outside the box, and we're just glad that you're along for the ride with us. So we really appreciate it. So it means a lot.
Well, thank you. I'm excited. I love being here. My dad was an avid hole shot guy. And I was like, you know what? Let's do something around that. So it worked out well.
That's awesome.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, we look forward to seeing you this weekend.
Sounds good.
If you get there decent time and there's a time you want to, maybe we can throw you in one of my utilities and you can go around and check out the track once. And kind of
That'd
see what it's like. So yeah.
Yeah.
You probably won't want to go through the scoring. I can see you wanting to see the track, but
This will be my son's first hair scramble. He's 8. I'm excited.
really,
Yep.
that's awesome. Yeah.
Oh,
Very
is he
cool.
going to be racing or just
No,
practicing?
he's just coming, just
Yeah.
attending, but I'm
I was like,
excited.
Heck yeah. Well, cool, man. Well, really appreciate you coming on, Derek. And if anytime you ever have something cool, go on and you want to talk about something, the invitation's always open for you to come back on. Would love
I
to
appreciate
hear some updates with you and stuff and talk about some hole shots and look forward to it. So
Yeah.
all
Thanks,
righty.
guys. I appreciate it.
Thanks
See
for
you
your
guys
time,
on
bud.
Saturday.
See ya.
Thanks.
Well, that's pretty cool. We've learned a lot tonight.
Yes, we have. I mean, it's good information out there, giving some sponsors some time. God, Hoodoo is it's pretty good. I'm looking at a couple services. Like I need some plumbing help, so yeah, that's something we're looking at out there.
Cool.
But it's also good for odds and ends jobs, with all the different things we have going on. Yeah.
Yeah, very neat.
Also excited for the power sports share. I mean, we can't talk about that enough. That could be game changer. So
what an epic weekend. Title sponsor being Power Sports Share, something so new and cool going on. The title sponsor for this race is Hoodoo, which we just heard. I mean, this could be absolutely huge, seeing this thing grow, and they're already in all but 2 states or something like that now. So I think it's kind of it makes this year go by even faster when you got so much stuff going on and getting to watch and see how everybody else grows as well, So heck yeah. Cool.
all right. Well, speaking of the weekend, what's the track look like?
Boy, the track is like 2 different worlds, Chris. I'm not kidding you.
So it's like an Andy and Chris as far as niceness.
It is.
Okay.
It's I was talking with Paul Sirk just a little bit ago today. I think it's like 5:00. We were talking and just how different it is. I mean, it is. It's like you would think it's 2 completely different tracks.
Mm-hmm.
We have a situation. So where we're doing the parking at is kind of like a big L. Okay. And so the parking is there. The start is in there. So you'll be taking off on the west side of the track. Or west, we call it east and west.
Yep.
And the reason being the road 180th comes right down there and it dead ends at the end of the property. So literally we are crossing over the dead end road. So when we say east and west, we're referring to which side of the road is on. There's 2 different pieces of property there.
Mm-hmm.
So the east side, again, being very transparent, this weekend was the first time we had ever been over there because they had cattle, they had everything over there. And we had been focusing on the west side or the east side. The west side, I'm sorry, is the first time we'd ever been in there was this last weekend. And man, I got to thank, obviously Paul Sirk, Joe Moeller, Thad Trump came up from Cahokia. The Cahokia owner came up and helped us. And Matt Smalley was up there. Yeah, we got a lot done. There's a lot more to do still, but it's neat. There's a lot of ant hills out in this property, like just popped up, they're everywhere, it seems like. So we called this kind of like the ant hill over here, and then we got our scoring, we got our parking and everything, and we got the bull barn. A lot of gates we're going through and stuff. But then we cross over and we get to, so the west side is kind of there's some tight timber in there too, but it's just not the same tightness as like over on the east side. it's kind of an open timber, if that makes sense. And then you've got to get from point A to point B. Some places it's open and stuff. You go to the east side, and it's like a tunnel through there. And I'm not joking, through the trees. We've cut our way through there, made paths. And man, it is just thick. I mean, thorn bushes over there. You want to stay on the track. Trust me. There's trees down. There's one part of the property, the owner had never had a piece of equipment, a machine, ATV, or nothing over on that side. We just couldn't get there. I gotten over there to do some looking, but when you try to come back, you got to winch yourself up an embankment. I mean, there was nothing there. So we had to put a lot of crossings in this weekend. Thank you to HVG for giving us a skid to get the work done on. Our skid is still down right now. So, but we got them done as best as we could under the circumstances. We're afraid maybe with this rain, hopefully didn't wash some of them out, because it was just dirt over tubes is all it was for right now. We're hoping it didn't, but even if it did, we've got 4 days of dry, before we race. So I feel comfortable saying that we're going to be just fine. But literally there's no way across I'm talking the east side now, Chris, if you split it down the middle. So you take the east side and then you go west to east. Okay. There's a creek that runs through there. There's literally no way across it all the way from one side of the property to the next. Okay. You just can't get there without these. So it's pretty cool how it's laid out. I think it's going to be fun. There's probably 25% of the property that we can't get to. We just didn't have enough tubes to get more crossings in to get over there. So we had X off kind of some of it, just couldn't get there. A lot of growth, more opportunities for us for sure for the following year. But it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be tight. It's going to be really tight. We took a little trip around there with the owners and the crew and everybody. We went around it once, and there was definitely some trees some little ones, that has to be removed in order to get through there properly. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. Not a lot of big hills by no means. But yeah, it's going to be some real tight stuff, some fast stuff, some open stuff, some, the parking is in a cattle lot. So there will be some cow pies around. It's not bad at all, though. It's really nice in there. It's not perfectly flat, so you might want to bring some blocks, but it's also not bad at all, so.
Okay.
It'll be fun. It'll be a big kind of a horseshoe the way the parking's laid out. And there's plenty of room parking in the middle too, but you're going to cross over from the east side to the west. And as soon as you come in over there is where the scoring will be. So you'll come into scoring, you'll come through the gate, you'll take a left, and scoring will be right there immediately. And then you start a big horseshoe that goes all the way up and around the property. So, yeah, so it should be fun.
All right. So you mentioned that we're coming down to the property east-west side. We're going right down the middle to 180th, kind of ends in a dead end. You mentioned previously in the podcast that there's Route A and Route B. Kind of want to talk a little bit more about that for those that have the bigger rigs.
Yep. So I'm looking at this to make sure I got this right. And the reason I say it that way, let me looky here.
So I got a couple questions about the track length at this time. I know Andy can probably throw out a number, but it won't be exact until we know for sure what kind of rain they've gotten the last couple of days and what the track looks like. We'll know closer to Friday what the true length of everything is.
Yes.
Because the guys will still be down there Thursday and Friday morning getting everything all buttoned up.
That's correct. I would say on the one side of the road, we're going to be approximately 2 miles, maybe a little bit more. The other side, it's really unlimited. We have 380 acres over there. So our goal is probably to make this track probably around that 7 miles this time, with definitely having growth for the next time.
Okay.
So really quick though, I want to get this one. I've got it here. I'm trying to remember the number. Maybe Paul Sirks listen, he can chime in here, but I believe it was 400. It's not showing me right now. If somebody knows it, Joe Moeller or any of the guys can pipe in here. So on my Onyx, it's not showing the number, okay? But I'm going to speak in two terms, one coming from the north, okay? And then we'll talk about coming from the south.
Okay.
So if you're coming from the north, you'll be coming out of Sheraton. Yep. Thank you, Mr. Smalley. It is 400. So if you're coming from the north, you do not want to. So, sorry, the quickest way there without a trailer is to go south. You'll see the county line, which says Wayne County. And about a mile past that, you'll come up on Vale, V-A-L-E Road. Okay. So you're going to head east, which you'll be making a left. The problem there, Chris, is about a half mile down or a mile down. There's a low bridge there. It's only 10'5".
Oh.
So if you're pulling a decent sized trailer at all, if you're in just a car, van, a pickup with the 4-wheeler, you're fine. But you do not want to go down Vale if you have any kind of a camper, unless it's a fold down, or something like that. So there's no good where to turn around, I think, if you were to hit that either. So you don't want to go down Vale unless you're in just a vehicle. But just a little bit north of that, I don't even think it's a mile. I'd say about a half mile. And it's right across from the Wayne County line sign. Okay. It's called the Watrous Road. But what we found out this weekend is on the south side of the Watrous Road, there's a little sign that says Watrous. And where you'd normally see your street sign, it calls Watrous 400. So you're going to turn on 400/Watrous, okay, and go east.
Yep.
And that's if you have any kind of a motorhome, a trailer of any kind. So no matter if you're coming from the south or the north, you are going to turn on Watrous/400 if you're bringing anything over 10'5" in height. So then once you turn on Watrous, it's a little jump, but you're going to go all the way back as far as you can go, and you'll run into 180th Street. And it's a T intersection. You can only go north or south, okay? You're going to turn south, which would be a right, on 180th Street. And then 180th is going to go all the way down again till you basically come into another T intersection. And 180th is the dead end. So it'll turn to the right and sweep around right there. It's only about a quarter mile long at the most. But as soon as you turn right, you're going to be facing the gate to pull into the parking. And there'll be signs and everything there. So you won't be able to go any further because we'll have it roped off so you can't go further on that road. So it's really easy, actually. If you're in a vehicle that's not over 10'5", you're going to turn on Vale off of Highway 14.
Yep.
You're going to go east till you get to the T intersection, which is 180th. You're going to turn right, and you're going to go 180th brings you right into the parking lot. So it's very simple. If you have a truck or trailer that's over 10'5" height, then you will take the road, which is a mile north of Vale. And that is right at the Wayne County line. And that is called the Watrous or 400. And you'll do the same directions as you did if you were going down Vale. You're going to go east till you get to the T intersection, which is 180th. It's as far as you can go. Take a right on 180th, and it brings you right into the parking.
That's probably the most clear directions you've ever given me in my life.
And now you're going to tell me, but you're still confused?
No. I was following it right here on my Google Maps.
Cool. I'm glad it worked out this time. and the roads were very dusty. So I'm glad this rain should obviously help that out quite a bit. So
Yeah.
I believe we're going to have 2 food trailers there. The same guy's bringing 2 different ones.
Okay.
So yeah, it should be a really good weekend. Like I said, the landowners have never been around this. So they're in for a treat. We got new ambulance crew coming from the Cordon area. Yeah, we got great food coming. It's should be a great weekend. Great weekend.
Gotcha. Well, thanks for sharing that. Just throw a reminder out there that prepay registration on the website will close Thursday at 5 p.m.
What else closes at 5?
Our Hoodoo whole shot voting.
Yeah.
What do we have out here? Only 37 registered for round 3. So, yeah, maybe we can. Normally that jumps during the podcast, so it's out there. See if we can get close to that round 1, 95 entries. Helps everybody out, and I think it went a lot smoother. I think we could have you in and out if you prepaid within 30 seconds. It was pretty quick. So.
And if I heard right, Trace is working on the right side to have it open as long as it's not real windy.
Yep.
But no matter what, she'll have an express lane for the people that have pre-registered.
Yep.
So like you said, as long as we got that express lane set up, you said 30 seconds roughly to come in. And what do you got to do in that 30 seconds?
Well, we still need everybody to bring their helmets just so we can make sure that transponders are okay. Also take a look if it is going to be maybe some participation or some rain out there, that we make sure that the side barcodes are okay on the helmets. Just a quick glance, make sure we have a transponder number, and then, yeah, you already signed, just send you on your way.
Very cool. Yeah.
So.
Awesome. Well, I think that'll be cool. So,
yeah,
I think everything else is set up, ready to go. Any other questions at all? I think we went
there were some questions about the track. We kind of addressed those. We kind of really don't know, what the final track link is going to be until that day or the closer to the weekend.
I think it'll be really close to 7, though.
All right. Good. Can't wait. I do really like this shirt. Kind of something different too. So yeah, it was a good podcast, bud. We started off Shay out here giving us some of input on her life outside of racing. Got some power sports share came on, and Hoodoo. Good podcast.
Really quick though, sorry to interrupt, but Mr. Smalley actually had a great suggestion there that I've forgotten about. Was if you have I was going to take a pin drop, Chris, if you can remind me, call me Thursday or remind me to do it. When I get there, I will take a pin drop from where the gate is and send it to you that we can maybe get put out there. Okay. Because the pin drop that we've sent everybody there's not a physical address where we're racing at. So like Mr. Smalley was saying, the address that we sent you is actually where their house is. And that's about 1.5 miles north on 180th.
Okay.
So don't go by that pin drop. That pin drop will get you close to there, but that's not where we're racing.
Are we kind of racing 180th kind of goes down to a T, and then we're going to do one more right hand turn.
Yep.
And it goes to Timber Road for just a quick second, makes a sweeping left back to 180th. And yeah, pretty much is a dead end. Turns into what, B-level road eventually?
Yeah,
Is that kind of?
There's gates there and everything where you can't even go you can't go past the property on that
Okay.
road. So,
all right.
Yep. But that will definitely get you there.
Yep, I see.
Actually, I'm going to send you this right now. Mr. Smalley just sent me not even having to wait for me. He has it. I sent it to you now, Chris. If that's something that we can post, that we can do on the website or Facebook or something. But
yep,
that is actually the gate where you'll be coming in at. So
yep, I see that.
Cool.
We can share that.
Well, I only have one thing left, Chris, and I think that's it for me.
Yeah.
You know what I got to cover, right?
I do. Getting it ready for you.
Getting ready. I'm scared to hear this. Uh-oh.
What's bugging Andy?
So what's bugging Andy?
On your little butterfly. Come on. Ladybug.
So what's bugging me this week is the fact that we don't give enough credit. Too many times we get caught up in what I call the dirty dozen, the ones that are causing maybe some concern or something. And it's the people that are out there doing the right thing all the time and really just doing exactly what the series is all about. Doesn't get the credit. I don't think enough. Even though we talk about them, I don't think it gets enough credit.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to express something that came up just this morning. And I'm actually going to go to it and read it because I was so impressed with this. If I can find it here, maybe not. Come on.
The anticipation's killing me.
Yeah, I know, isn't it though? And and I swear you must have done something to my phone.
I thought your IT skills were a little bit better than this, but it's on full display.
Oh, I love it. Bingo, found it. I had to reboot my phone real quick. So I got a message this morning, and this is first thing this morning at 6:41. Trevor, our contact to Hotsy, our Hotsy Whole Shot, sent me a picture, and I was so impressed with this picture. I got to definitely put it out there. And it's interesting because we just highlighted this family at the last race, but the Hilgenbergs. I wish he was here right now for me to give you a fist pump or something, but they sent an incredible letter that's now on the display at the front desk at Hotsy here in Urbandale. Very, very cool. Very cool. And it was thanking them for being a part of the series and sponsoring the series, and it talked about just little man, just kind of talked about him and that would be Hayes Hilgenberg, just some of the stuff that he likes and a little bit about his racing, and is really cool. And one thing that they did send that I got to put out, I've never seen this before, was they had what do you call the code? The bar QR code. There you go. And you could scan it and hear a thank you to them, which I thought was remarkable, Chris. There's just so much neat stuff that went into this. A lot of thought went into it. And it was, once again, thanking a sponsor for being a part of the series. And we've talked about this before with some of the kids and the adults that's done this. But the way this was done was just unbelievable. And so we just got to give a lot of credit tonight to the Hilgenberg family. They represented very well at the last race. And then to see this happen, just give them major props. Thank you for doing what you're doing and representing the series in such a very cool way. And it's taking notice. You have sponsors bringing it up to us, which is unbelievable. So thank you for leading.
Yeah, very nice. I got to see the picture and what they sent in, and yeah, it's impressive. So thanks, Hayes and family.
Yes, very cool. So yeah, that's what I got tonight.
On What's Bugging Andy?
Yes.
We're gonna have to step up our post-production game and get some good video of intro of What's Bugging Andy.
Yeah, we could do that. So, no, we're getting ready to go on a pretty good stretch here, though, Chris. We got a brand new track this race. We have our race coming up in Mount Pleasant by Midwest Power Sports, Midwest Performance. And a lot of people don't even know this, Chris, but we are doing a 2-day race there. I know that you're very excited about. We are doing a 2-day race at Mount Pleasant because it is the NRA qualifier, the national qualifier. And with that being said, that will be a 2-day race with ATVs on Saturday and dirt bikes on Sunday. So we got to thank the club down there for helping us out with the dirt bikes. It's going to be pretty cool weekend. I'm excited for it.
Yep. So again, you said ATVs on Saturday.
Yep.
And we're going to do dirt bikes. What?
Dirt bikes on Sunday.
Dirt bikes on Sunday.
Yep. Now, I do want to put this in. I want to be safe when we say this. No, we are not going to be doing dirt bikes. We are partnering up with one of the clubs down there, and they are really kind of helping and doing the work for the dirt bike stuff. And let's see, Burlington Valley Dusters. I want to give them a shout out. That's the ones that will be doing the track, laying it all out, working the track, everything. And then thanks to IRA on, this isn't on their schedule or anything, but the IRA is the ones that do the dirt bikes here in Iowa. They do a great job with it. It is definitely, where you want to go if you're racing bikes. I think we'll get most of their crowd there this weekend to do it. Next year, we hope that's actually on their schedule and they are just doing that race. We're just kind of stepping in to make sure everything works for this national racing qualifier, the amateur qualifier. So basically, if you finish well enough in this race, whether it's Saturday or Sunday in your prospective class, you'll qualify to go to Kentucky for the national championship, which I think is the August 2nd this year, if I remember right. A new venue for it and a new date. So it's in between the Heartland and the Iowa State Fair race.
I was going to say, the past couple of years it's been on the State Fair race. So,
yep. So 2-day race at Mount Pleasant. I know we have some of our guys I've already heard that's found out about this and are going to be racing both with the ATVs and the dirt bikes. So should be a very fun weekend. Be a different weekend for us, getting to see some different stuff. Pretty excited about it. And then we head to Cahokia, one of the top tracks that we had last year, and then we start getting ready for the Heartland, and the Heartland, we still got a lot of work to do on the sponsors, getting each race or getting each class sponsored. But no side-by-sides this year. It's going to change. We're working on a format. Right now, it's still not done. We're working on a format since these changes weren't expected. So we will have a schedule coming out for the Heartland. But we're got a big stretch coming up here, so we're excited.
Yep. May not be racing, but behind the scenes we'll be racing, get things done. So
Yes, exactly.
got state fair coming up after that. So yeah, we've got some things coming.
Yes. Yep. So cool.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't quite get you held to an hour tonight, Chris, but we had a lot to talk about. And
Yeah, I'm a big talker, so sorry.
all right. I don't want to stop you altogether. I knew you were a little late getting started, so
Yep. I'll take the blame. That was good. I mean, we can't say we tried goals an hour. Kind of that's the sweet spot for these, but we've got a lot going on, a lot to share. Kind of need to get that information out.
yep.
So,
Sounds good.
all right, buddy. You'll do. Are you going to do a live Thursday from the track?
We did pretty good the first race. We didn't do very good the second race. So I better pick it back up this race. So our goal is to, yes, we will try to give an updates on the track from the crew, live updates, both Thursday and Friday night if possible. So, yep.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks for those that have stuck around. We'll see you guys all this weekend.